So we finally got on the haunting event in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 yesterday, and the hauntings in Warzone are always a bunch of fun. These are by far the best updates they do, and it just sucks that it is literally right before Modern Warfare 3's release in a couple weeks time. Of course, campaign early access is on the 2nd of October, so literally 2 weeks now we'll be playing Modern Warfare 3 and people will be immediately jumping ship from this game. The best thing that this game has done comes literally right at the end of the game's life cycle, giving you such little time to enjoy, when the first couple seasons of Modern Warfare 2 were so lackluster, and it does seem like we're going to have until November 6th to play the haunting, so it'll conclude pretty much a week before the full Modern Warfare 3 release. I think the consistency that we get with the hauntings every single time they've done these events should try and be upheld with all of the other seasons. There's no reason they can't do all of these crazy, insane events in other seasons where we get to fight a load of crazy bosses and stuff like that. It's so much fun. Now, I have had a very poor experience trying to download the haunting. These update file sizes are just so large, and I hope this is something that can be solved in the future. All the updates are just so big nowadays. And I moved earlier in the year, and unfortunately my internet has just become so awful. I don't know what has happened. I will be moving again soon, so hopefully I can get good internet, but yeah, it pretty much just is taking forever to upload or download anything. Nevertheless though, let's talk about the haunting itself, because we actually get a preview of Call of Duty 2024 Zombies in this update, a bit of a gameplay preview which I'll go on to in a second. We obviously don't know what this game is going to be called, but it's going to be set in the 90s/early 2000s, spanning the Gulf War. We don't know if it'll be called Black Ops Gulf War. That's the title that a lot of people are using right now as a placeholder. It probably won't be called that though. It'll probably have a different title, but it's just what we're using for now until it's confirmed later next year. And I'm so excited for COD 2024 Zombies with the return to round-based. A lot of people are not that interested in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. A lot of people are, but it is also very controversial at the same time. A lot of Zombies fans just are waiting for round-based to be back, so I'm sure lots of Zombies fans will skip this year whilst they wait for Treyarch's next big return next year. Now, unfortunately, and I don't know why they've done this, they are drip feeding a lot of the haunting content, and whilst this is pretty much the biggest update and the most fun update yet, for some weird reason for the Souls Harvester challenge, you actually can't complete it until the 24th of October, since the bottom roll of the unlock challenges are locked until the 24th, and this is just a way of artificially extending this challenge, since people probably would have run through it really quickly, completed it in day one, and this way they're trying to get people playing the game for longer, since obviously a lot of content creators, streamers, etc. probably jump on the game straight on the reveal, grind it out, complete it quickly, and then don't touch the game again until Modern Warfare 3 releases. And this way they're trying to get people to jump on the game again, I guess. I'm not really a big fan of this. Surely they should just create content that's grind worthy instead of artificially extending the game time. I understand why they do it from a business perspective, and even kind of from a gameplay perspective, because they don't want people just running through it super fast, like I was saying, and then just not touching it. And for the Soul Harvester events, you get the Ghoulie Camo when you finally complete it, which, like I said, you're not able to do yet. However, people have jumped into the files of the game, and they've actually changed the Ghoulie Camo from what it was previously when it was leaked. Before, it was extremely bright, overpowering, and now they've reduced that brightness a lot. Some people prefer this new version since it's not so glaring and your eyes blinding you, but some people think that it's too bland now. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. But this isn't the only thing that's been delayed, because the biggest thing about the haunting events is, of course, Zombies Royale, and this time we're able to play zombies on not just Al Mazrah but also Vondead. However, we actually can't even play it yet with the haunting event, and it's just so unfortunate because, like I was saying, because this is the most fun in these haunting events, playing zombies in Warzone, but they're not adding the Zombies Royale modes until the 20th of October, this Friday, so 2 days time. Again, I guess this is a way for them to try and artificially extend this event so that people don't play everything on day one and then don't touch it again. And I guess it's only a couple days we have to wait until we actually get to do it, but it's just kind of annoying because lots of people would have been playing Zombies Royale and grinding out the souls by playing these modes, and now they've had to play either DMZ or normal Battle Royale to be able to do that, which people would have much preferred if they could just play the Zombies Royale modes. But now the best thing about the events, the Operation Nightmare challenges, which are the 5 different bosses you are able to defeat, and this is so much fun, especially as a Zombies fan. These bosses are straight out of Zombies, essentially. It does suck that they're only going to be available for a limited time though, and you're not able to replay them after this event ends, because these are something that I would love to be able to jump in and play forever, maybe at the end of an Easter Easter egg. I definitely do think they should have just added all of these bosses into Modern Warfare 3 Zombies when it releases as maybe world bosses that you can just fight across the map, because, you know, they've put all of these efforts into these boss fights and stuff, and you're only going to have a limited time to be able to defeat them, and it's just not good for game preservation. So there's 5 different bosses you're able to defeat, as well as the evil spirits, and if you manage to do all of them, you will luckily manage to get yourself the Bloody Mess Mastery Camo for the BAS-P submachine gun, which looks pretty cool indeed. And you can do these in any particular order. You can also do them in regular Warzone or indeed in DMZ. Most people are doing them in DMZ right now because it gives you a lot more time to be able to do them, but regardless of whether you do it in DMZ or in Battle Royale, it's really annoying because lots of players right now are just camping these boss fights and taking out anyone who tries to defeat them. I really think they should have made a PvE DMZ playlist for this event so that there wasn't player versus player combat, because it would have made taking out these bosses a lot more fun and chill and relaxing. And I guess this event proves why Modern Warfare 3 Zombies isn't doing PvP and it's just player versus zombies, because this event proves how annoying it is when you just want to jump in, take out these bosses. You don't want to be dealing with other humans. Anyways, like I said, you can do these in any order, and they do actually respawn multiple times in a game, so you can do as many as you want within one game, as many as you are able to at least, because after one team manages to defeat one, it will spawn in again after a few minutes or so it's not like they can just be done once in a game by one team. So for all of these bosses, you can do them solo, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. It is recommended to do it with a full squad because it's going to make it a lot easier. These bosses are definitely not built for solo. They're definitely a lot easier and a lot more fun with many different people. Also, if you need any people to team with to help take out these bosses, leave your gamer IDs in the comment section down below to find teammates. So the first boss you're able to defeat is the Butcher, which is from Diablo 4. Now, there is actually some exclusive loot that you are able to get in Diablo 4 if you play that game, if you manage to defeat the Butcher. So you can scan this QR code if you have your Activision account linked with Diablo and Call of Duty. The Butcher's Cleaver is the reward that you get in Diablo 4. Now, there are multiple spawn points for him. Now, when you spawn in a game, there will actually be icons all over the map pointing you where the bosses actually spawn in. So the Butcher is able to spawn in with Observatory Tower, Al Mazrah City, the Cemetery, or Hydroelectric, like I said, all on Al Mazrah. So when you locate the icon, you can make your way over to the location where it is, and it will say an ominous presence is nearby. And there'll be a massive altar ritual thing that looks so crazy. And be wary of all of the AI soldiers that will start raiding the area, especially in DMZ if you're playing. And you'll be able to initiate the ritual when you go up to the pillars. And the ritual will start beginning, and then these zombie soldiers will start coming towards you with glowing eyes, and you can just kill them. And basically, you just need to activate every single one of these 6 pillars and do each of the rituals just by taking out all of these zombies. And this is a great way to collect souls as well. And once you've managed to successfully do all 6, it'll open up a hell portal, and you can then enter it to teleport into the boss fight arena where you are able to fight the Butcher. And once again, there'll be zombies spawning in and stuff like that. And this boss fight arena just looks so cool because it's literally in hell. Now, this is definitely the biggest and most crazy boss, as well as the most difficult out of all of the ones you have to defeat for this event, so bear that in mind. And the Butcher absorbs a lot of damage. You know, you want to have an assault rifle or an LMG, so you've got lots of ammo to take him out. Probably an assault rifle's better, so you're able to reload faster, as well as a shotgun to be taking out all of the zombies that are near you. So the Butcher is going to be chasing after you just like a sprinter zombie, I guess. So he's always going to be on your tail, so you literally don't have a second to breathe in here. And he can also slam attack you, which does a lot of damage, so be wary of that. Don't get too close to him. And he'll always be honing in on one person, which, like I said before, is why it's recommended to go in with a full team to do these bosses. And if you get slammed, you'll be fully red with just 1 health. So just 1 hit from a zombie, you are gone. So be very wary. Make sure you are prepared when you go into this boss fight with full armor, full ammo. Don't go in unprepared. The zombies do seem like they throw meat at you or flesh, just like they do when you are out of bounds in zombies. So you will constantly be getting damage when you're in here. So especially if you're on 1 health, all it takes is one of them to throw it at you, you're gone. Self-revives are very useful. It's recommended to basically just scour the outskirts of the map. Don't go too close to the center, so you've got lots of room to work with. Now, unfortunately, and I really don't know why they've done this, but anyone is able to enter the portal to enter this when you go in here. It's not just locked off for your team, so people can come in and just troll you and take you out. I don't really know why on earth they've done this. This is just not a friendly experience at all. Whilst it is recommended to go in with ammo, you can get ammo for taking out the zombies, which is recommended to keep killing whilst you're in here so you don't get too overwhelmed. Anyways, after you've absolutely put in a bunch of ammo into the butcher, which has a massive health bar, you will be rewarded with a bunch of loot, a scavenger backpack, kill streaks, and a bunch of stuff, but most importantly, you will get the butcher's cleaver, and this is worth a lot, 66,600, of course, 666 for the devil. And from here, you're done with the butcher. You can either just die if you want, or just escape with the teleport and sell the item, or just continue with your game. You'll just respawn in above Al Mazrah. Now, the next boss you're able to defeat is the UFO, the spaceship, and this is actually the one from Zombies in Spaceland, from Infinite Warfare Zombies, probably everyone's favorite map from that game, the launch map. A lot of fun, and it's so cool that they brought this back. I wonder if they could bring back other bosses from Infinite Warfare Zombies to incorporate them inside of Warzone in the future. Now, you'll always find this UFO over by the coastline at Sour Village above Al Mazrah. Once again, all of the icons are located on the map when you spawn in to make it easier, so it'll be near shipment. And this is a very fun fight, and it's easier than the butcher. And there's an area here now that used to be completely overwhelmed with water, but it's been reduced for this fight. And if you make your way to this area, there'll be a blue ball in the sky shooting at you with the lightning bolts, and all you need to do is just shoot this and just keep pumping ammo into it, which will then send out 3 different orbs from it. And you just need to basically shoot all of these anomalies that fly in the sky, whilst they are also going to be shooting at you. And it does seem like these lightning bolts that they shoot at you are using the sound from the ray gun. But once you manage to defeat all of them, the Zombies in Spaceland UFO will then spawn in on the map, and you just need to keep shooting at it, basically. So once again, having an assault rifle is going to be useful, or an LMG, but the reload will be a lot on that. Whatever you want to use, but definitely you'll need an AR or an LMG, and yeah, just keep pumping ammo into it. It'll just fly around and shoot at you. It also has its beam. It looks so cool though. And just like the butcher, it'll always be chasing after one player on your team. So once again, it's very recommended to have a full team, and it is also able to beam you up and abduct you with its beam, which will raise you into the air and drop you. So be careful of that. And then if you manage to defeat it, you'll get a bunch of souls, and it will actually drop the fake Mexican alien that was a big meme last year, I think, onto the ground that you're able to collect for $100,000. And then you're able to collect this glowing blue ball, just like in Uplink, or the summoning key from Revelations in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Only one player is able to carry it, and you just want to make your way over to this tipped boat, go up the zip line, and then go down the corridor on the left, make your way up the ladder, and then you can go over to this blue portal to deposit the artifacts, and that'll be that complete. So once again, it'll give you a load of loot. It'll give you about 35,000 cash, full armor, self-revives, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, the next boss you're able to take out is the swamp monster, probably the most underwhelming out of the bosses you're able to defeat, but it's really creepy and cool at the same time. And you'll find it always within the marshland section of Al Mazrah. Once again, it'll be located on the map with an icon, and once again, it will always be on a cooldown, so it'll respawn after a few minutes if someone else takes it out before you're there. If you make your way over to the marshland area though, you'll see that there's a bunch of these eggs, and if you go over here, you'll see a spot where you're able to offer the golden tiara. And if you actually go up to these pods, there'll be like supply boxes where you're able to get stuff from, and just keep looting them until you get a golden tiara, and then you're able to take it up to this ritual to place it. And then it'll say threat detected, swamp creatures have emerged, and they'll start coming up, arising from the swamp's waters. So creepy and cool. I really hope the bosses are like this in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. The developers have put such good work into these bosses. Like I said, it just sucks that there's such limited time. Now, they will run really quickly at you, so be very careful, and there's many of them. There's not just one swamp creature. But yeah, just keep shooting at them. Make sure you're stocked up once again before going into this, but this one isn't too difficult to defeat. But once you've managed to defeat all of the swamp creatures, the final one will drop a tempered plate carrier, as well as a golden tiara for $100,000. You'll of course get a bunch of souls again, so you can progress in that event. You'll get a scavenger backpack and a bunch of other loot. Now with this boss, since people are actually able to steal the golden tiara, if you just kind of hang around in this swamp area, you will actually get some swamp creatures to just spawn in by default, even if you don't do the stuff with the spores. And if so, if you just keep fighting them, they will just get more aggressive and start fighting you, and you can get the golden tiara this way as well, as a bit of an alternative to do this boss fight. Now the next boss you were able to fight is actually the Pharaoh. Yes, a big mummy boss, and this one is probably the second most difficult, if not the most difficult, after the butcher. Both the butcher and the Pharaoh are quite difficult. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is actually a preview for Call of Duty 2024 Zombies, because people have looked into the files, and apparently the animations, the attacks and stuff like that for the Pharaoh are actually reusing animations from Call of Duty 2024 Zombies, whether it's called Black Ops Gulf War Zombies or whatever it ends up being called. So this could actually be a boss that we get in COD 2024 Zombies, and because of course Call of Duty is now using a unified engine. Every COD moving forward is booting up from the Call of Duty HQ, including Treyarch's next Black Ops game. This will be pretty much identical to what we're going to experience in COD 2024 Zombies. So you kind of get an idea of how Call of Duty 2024 Zombies may look with this boss. Now, I don't know if this means we may get an Egyptian-themed map in COD 2024 Zombies. Of course, we basically got one with the Archon, but I guess that doesn't really count because it was quite a lackluster map, and it sucks that the Egypt location was wasted in that regard, and we almost got one in Chaos, in the Chaos storyline in Black Ops 4, but that ended up getting cancelled. So I would love to see Treyarch get a proper Egyptian-themed map that has a proper budget and developmental resources gone into it, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean we're getting an Egypt-themed map, because it could be that this boss is just reusing animations from COD 2024 Zombies. However, the boss itself might physically look different than the Pharaoh, and it might not be a Pharaoh, it might just be the animations that are the same. It might just be the same boss, just reskinned, if that makes any sense. But at the same time, I really hope we get an Egypt map. So to actually defeat the boss itself, you need to make your way over to the Oasis in the top left of Al-Mazrah, and you will get a jump scare from the Pharaoh when you approach this. And if you enter the Oasis, it's been completely redesigned for this event to be an Egyptian tomb, and you'll be attacked by a bunch of AI soldiers with these glowing red eyes like before that will be attacking you. Some of them have spears, I think, but if you take them out, they will actually drop items that you need to get, which are 10 cursed skulls in total. So just keep defeating them until you've gotten 10 cursed skulls. And if you delve deeper into the tomb, you'll eventually make your way to the Pharaoh's tomb, and you're able to place 5 of these cursed skulls to the front of it, and then 5 on the back of the tomb. After all are placed, the Pharaoh will then spawn in. Once again, it's definitely recommended to have a full team, full ammo, an assault rifle, and probably a shotgun. The Pharaoh looks so creepy when it spawns in because it literally hovers above, the lid is lifted up. Unfortunately, there isn't a health bar for this, unlike the Butcher. I don't really know why, but it has a lot of health. I don't know why they didn't give it a health counter. Maybe it's a mistake and they're going to add it with a patch. And it will constantly be charging at you and getting very close to you, like the other bosses as well, so be very wary of that, especially because you're in a very condensed area within the tomb. And it can also perform an execution on you where you get jump scared with the Pharaoh's face again, and it's a very insane animation where it completely decimates you, so be very careful, don't get nearer to it, and it'll instantly down you. So this, I think, could even be considered more difficult than the Butcher, to be honest. And when it's doing the execution as well, the other players can't then shoot it to get it off of you. It will be invincible during this period, which is why it's so annoying and difficult. It's the only boss that can insta down you. The Butcher can get very close, but not fully. It definitely takes a lot more damage if you aim for its head. It seems to have a strong headshot multiplier, so definitely be aiming for its head whilst you're trying to take it out. The more damage you put into its head, the more it will glow. And then when you finally defeated it, you'll get a bunch of armor, comms vests, and equipment. And you will also get a mimic chest that will actually give you loot when you throw it down, just like an ammo box. Now for the final boss that you're able to take out, well, this one isn't really a boss, but it's the Hell Train. So the train that usually goes around Al-Mazrah has been reskinned to now be a ghost and with a demonic theme. So yeah, this one will be moving around on the train tracks on the map. Of course, you can see the icon for it on screen on the map. It won't stay in one position. Of course, it's a train. Now, the train is only able to be entered from the back, unlike previously before it got reskinned. And essentially, you have to make your way from the back and then make your way through all of the carriages from the back over to the front. And whilst you're trying to traverse, there's going to be a bunch of traps that will be trying to take you out. There'll be claymores, barbed wire, tripwires, and other stuff. So it's basically like a maze that you need to traverse your way through. They probably should have had traps in the tomb as well. It makes more sense there. But the mummy boss itself was hard enough. There will also be decoy grenades to throw you off. Again, you need a full team as well because it's very likely that you'll down at some point because there's so many traps, you're probably going to slip up at least a couple times. So you need to be getting those revives in. Self-revives will be very useful. And there's loads of chests that you're able to open when you traverse through the train. So make sure you're opening all of them for loot, but there's also a chance that you're able to get a key, which is heat resistance, which will help because you'll need it to be able to open some chests at the front of the train that are on fire. Of course, this whole train is burning. It's not necessary for this, but it's just useful for some extra loot at the end. If you finally make your way over to the front of the train in the first carriage, there'll be a bunch of crates that you're able to open, which that key will be used for. And there will also be a safe that you're able to open, which will have cash, a key, self-revive kits, a kill streak, about $220,000. And there will also be a statue of Lilith here, once again from Diablo like Butcher, that you're able to interact with to pick up the heart of the train. And that'll be that complete. A portal will open up so you're able to exit the train, and that'll be the final boss done. Again, this isn't really a boss, it's more like a maze that you need to traverse, and is definitely probably the easiest out of the lot. And again, you'll just redeploy above Al Mazraq if you enter the portal. Now, if you manage to defeat all 5 of the bosses, you will get the submachine gun and basically do the challenge, but there's an additional challenge which will just get you a cool calling card, which is Evil Spirits, and unlike the others, you don't have to defeat anything or a boss or anything like that. Basically, all you need to do is loot various different containers, the crates around the map in different locations, and there'll be jump scares within them. So you can see there's a Reaper in containers in Al Safra Quarry, a Ghoul in containers in Al Mazraq City, a Spectre in containers in Al Baghdad Fortress, a Witch in containers in Al Malik Airport. So yeah, all you need to do is just go up to these areas, just keep looting containers until you get the jump scare to be able to do all of them. But yeah, that is it. That is everything within this haunting event challenge. Like I said, we're still waiting for the other zombie stuff to be added soon, but that's everything in the meantime. And we've got a preview of COD 2024 Zombies 2 here. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not ready for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.